would like to invite up to speak about her role in the community and how she's been moving forward and forging forward in her Mardi Gras Indian Queen suit right here, performing at Jazz Fest every year, performing at different events around the community for years. I would like you to welcome to the stage Miss Florida Queen Dallas.
Yeah. Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Welcome to the stage, Queen.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, Queen, I want you to tell everybody here, what is a Mardi Gras Indian Queen?
Okay, here we go. Mardi Gras Indian Queen. They got big queen, then they have queens, all right? In a game, you can have only one big queen, but you can have many queens. You can have little queens, you can have princess, depending on the age. Big queens kind of support the game. They're like the backbone of the game, okay? They're kind of like the counselor.
All right.
They kind of like the counselor of the game.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was a little distracted.
That's okay.
Okay, so
got you.
The queen, okay, so you're the council.
No, I'm the big queen, and big queen in the game is like the counselor of the game. They keep control, they keep the peace, they back up the chief and what he want to do. So it's like when a tribe is having maybe spats of different differences, they can go to the big queen and get it solved, and then she can bring it to the chief. So the big is only, remember, it's only one big queen per game, but there's a bunch of queens that could be in the game.
How many queens are in a game?
You can go as high as 5 queens in a game, but you only have one big queen.
And so is it cut off at 5 for the queens?
You can have as many as you want. And it go by the age because my grandchildren started out like little princess, and that's like kids from like 3 to 5. Then you can have little queens, which is like early teens, like 13, 14 years old. And then you go into queen. But you can have as many as you want. But you gotta remember, when you pull that many queens, you gotta work with that many queens. And
that ain't easy.
5 different personalities, okay?
I think that's different than too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Yeah. Take it from that.
So what is there like an age where you become a queen, or is it anything age related in when you graduate from princess up to big queen?
It go by age. Big queen really can be any age, long as she's an adult. You know, she's at woman stage. But queens can be any age. But we always categorize our little girls as princess when they're like 3, 4, 5, you know, like that, 6, because they're little girls and they're not going to be able to carry on a position like a queen. So we call them princess.
And you can have a princess even as a 2-year-old, huh?
Oh yeah. They got mommies that dress them and pull them in a wagon and decorate the wagon. So in case they get tired, they got a little transportation.
Tell me about your suit here.
Okay, what y'all see on display is my suit that I wore this year, okay? And my vision was those 3 colors together. My son now is my big chief. My big chief, which is my husband, I ain't gonna say was, he still is, even though he's in heaven. He died like 7, 8 years ago. Well, he was the big chief of the Wild Magnolias. And I always had a wild vision of my color scheme. So this year, when I told my son that I wanted these 3 particular colors, he was like, Ma, I can't even visualize that. Gold, orange, and fuchsia. I was like, yeah, it's in my mind, I gotta go with it. So that's the 3 colors I picked for this year. Once I started putting it together, then he was able to see the vision. As you see on my suit, it's like all Indian queens. So what we do every year, we pick up a theme, whatever you want your theme to be for that year. And that's the patches that you be, okay? So what you see my crown, you see my collar, my jacket, my pants, my boots, my gloves. You're free to take pictures by it, whatever you want to do. I can take the crown off, you can put the crown on your head, take pictures. And on the table is my apron. So the apron wraps around my waist, and goes in front of my pants. So that's pretty much the hookup. But you got to remember, every big queen in every game, they dress different. There's no two queens that put their suit together the same. When we get out there, we all look different, okay? My suit and my crown is a little bit more elaborate, a little larger than maybe another queen would wear, okay? And it's heavy, it's heavy. But the good thing about it, once you put it on your body, you don't feel the weight.
And is there a theme on this suit?
Yes, it's the Warrior Queens. The theme is Warrior Queens.
And it's, what tribe again?
Wild Magnolias. It's Bo Dallas and the Wild Magnolias. And right before my husband passed away in, 2015, he was very, very ill. Okay, we all knew. He died of kidney failure. And
What
he
was his
passed,
name?
Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas.
Big Chief
He
Bo!
passed it over to my son and made him chief of the Wild Magnolias. So I was so happy for that he passed the torch to his son before he even passed away. So that was powerful. Because a lot of chiefs kind of, they fight it, and then they pass away, and then the gang is fighting over who's going to be the next chief, or who's going to run the gang, and that's where all the chaos come in. So I respect my husband for that he passed the torch. He knew my son was ready, and he made him big chief.
That is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
How many are in the tribe?
Every year it varies. Let me make y'all laugh about this. And right after Mardi Gras, when people see your game, everybody come to you and be like, I want to mass with y'all next year. I want to mass with y'all next year. Okay, and then we have a meeting with them. We break the budget down of how much everything gonna cost. Some go through with it, some back out. Okay, so every year, you know, the amount of the supplies go up. Okay, so every year, I mean, you might start off the beginning of the year while you're sowing. You might have 15 Indians. Mardi Gras Day, you might wind up with 10. Okay, but that's really where it go. If it's their first time masking, they may not feel like they're ready. So they'll keep sowing and then come out the following year. But you can have as many as you want in your gang. I remember way back when I first started masking with my husband, one year it was just me, him, and my son. That was it in the whole gang. And we had the best time because we didn't have to worry about nobody else. Okay? I'm telling you, we went home and we had so much fun that day. Because you gotta realize, the more that's in your game, the more you have bodies that you gotta look out for. Okay?
Okay, and we're gonna wrap up with one short little answer. I want to, because it's not gonna be. No, I have a question that's been gnawing at me, and okay, actually it's two questions, but real quick, because we gotta move on, because we have Valerie Sassafras coming up after y'all.
Woo!
The technical name for the Mardi Gras Indian, do you still go by Mardi Gras Indian, or do you go by the other name that's now been established?
I'm from old school. We go with what it was.
Okay.
What it was. Making up different names, I'm not for that. I'm from the old school.
There's some tribes saying that now they're not called Mardi Gras Indians, they're called Black Masking Indians.
Right. I'm not really feeling that.
Okay.
Each his own.
Okay, I was just wondering
Each his
about
own.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. That I think people are just doing what they feel. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know where that come from. So you don't want to pick up and start saying stuff that you don't even know where it come from.
So the other little question I have was, the Mardi Gras Indian comes from the history, like the beginning of it, when it started. Where is
Slavery.
Okay.
And you know, there's no year. I'm going to cut it really short because we got to move on. There's no year. We only knew it was like the early 1800s that it existed. But it was dealing with the slavery time and the Indians. So it's that kind of story. So if you're hearing that kind of story, that's real. That's real. That's where it come from. And it just kind of grew from there.
I understand that the Mardi Gras, or when the slaves were running, they were taken in by the Indians.
By the Indians, right.
And the Indians gave them shelter.
Right.
So the Mardi Gras Indian is born out of paying homage to the Native American,
American
Indians, which we
Indians.
are celebrating this weekend, is
Right.
Indigenous Indian celebration on Monday.
Right,
Yes.
right.
So
That's the
there's-
story.
So there's more reasons why to celebrate the American Indian.
Right, exactly.
Well, thank you, Miss
Thank
Larita
you.
Dallas.
Thanks for having me.
Everybody give a round of applause for Miss Queen, Larita
Thank you.
Dallas.
Thank you.